COBB Tuning's been around for 20 years, but a lot of F-150 owners may not be familiar with what we do. So think of this as a friendly orientation into the COBB family. And that all starts with an introduction to the version 3 Accessport. For several of the most popular factory turbo vehicles, the Accessport has been the best all-around solution for tuning the engine computer, or ECU, and now it's available for the 3.5 EcoBoost F150. The reason this little device is so important and valuable is because it's the brains of the entire tuning operation, but it's also incredibly easy to use. An Accessport plugs directly into the truck's OBD2 port, which connects to the ECU and allows you to apply one of several tunes or maps to the engine and transmission, as well as a bunch of other useful features. A map from an Accessport essentially reprograms the truck's ECU, which controls the way that things like fueling, ignition, and boost are managed to increase power and improve the overall driving experience, and those maps come in various flavors. It's got performance tunes for increased power and maps specifically for towing, and each come in multiple stages to specifically match common upgrades, as well as a few octane options for the different fuel types at the pump. But we don't just improve the engine behavior. Transmission tuning maps are also available to improve the performance and feel of how the truck changes gears. On top of that, the Accessport offers several custom features like dynamic pedal control, live gauges, data logging, and a scan tool function for checking codes and resetting the ECU. And it's all included with one purchase that works as a DIY solution right out of the box. Improving the tune's only half the fun of modifying a truck. We've got several high-quality bolt-on upgrades that are designed to work alongside the Accessport. Swapping out an intake is probably the most popular early modification for any type of car. So for the F-150, we made two. The COBB F-150 intake has these 3-inch mandrel bent and powder-coated intake tubes that made up nicely to this really cool-looking injection-molded airbox lid that seals around a much larger filter that has 165% more surface area than stock. And if you want your engine bay to look really fancy, this exact same design is offered in complete carbon fiber as part of our premium COBB Redline series. Plus, we have coolant reservoir covers to match either type to hide that ugly plastic. Aside from ECU tuning, upgrading your intercooler is hands down the best bang for the buck modification you can make on an EcoBoost engine. And to put it simply, COBB makes the biggest and best intercooler on the market. The combo of big volume and custom designed intakes offers drastic improvements in air temperature and flow without sacrificing consistent boost pressure. And the cores come in either silver or black to match your style. Plus, we're developing a second option that's a stock location design that's super easy to install, but far outperforms the OEM core. Let's be honest, the normal sound of an EcoBoost engine usually doesn't appeal quite as much as the performance, but we've got the fix for that. Scout's Honor, the all-new COBB catback exhaust with this 3.5 EcoBoost sounds really nice. It has a really good low RPM purr, and then it growls at high RPM, but it doesn't drone on the highway. And with a full stainless 3-inch exhaust that splits into 4-inch polished side exit tips, it'll flow whatever power you need and look really good doing it. Those are all big ticket items that completely transform the F-150 experience, but we've also got several cool accessories like a 5/8 hitch lock, a universal hitch cover in either clear or gray powder coat, a 2-inch hitch receiver with a D-ring shackle, COBB Edition Covercraft sunshades, COBB Edition WeatherTech floor mats, a dry media filter for off-road use, a filter sock for extra protection, an F-150 specific turbo blanket, and COBB's an official dealer for Motul oil and accessories. All of that's available online right now, and we're already working on even more parts for the future. So you can think of COBB Tuning as the first step in the process of getting the absolute best from your EcoBoost F-150.